everyone, and welcome. Thank you all so much for joining us today for this live stream event. My name is Alexia, and I am the program manager of the Microsoft Reactor Toronto. I will be sharing session resources with you in the chat, but before I begin, I'd like to quickly review two items: our code of conduct and event guidelines. First, please take a moment to review our code of conduct. Microsoft Reactor seeks to provide a respectful environment for both our audience and presenters. We encourage engagement in the chat, but please be mindful of your commentary, remain professional and on topic. And secondly, our event guidelines. This session is being recorded and will be available on demand through the Microsoft Reactor YouTube channel in about 24 to 48 hours. I will be sharing the link in the chat for our on-demand content. And if you have not been on a live stream through YouTube before, please note that you must create an account on YouTube in order to have access and interact in the chat. You can set that up now. And if you're unable to use the chat but have questions, feel free to reach out to us through social media or on our website. Which brings us to today's session. I'm going to bring in our speaker here for today, Alex. Hi, Alex. How are you? Oh, I think you're muted.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hey everyone. Sorry about that. Hey everyone. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. So yeah, let's have fun.
Yeah, we're very excited for this session. Thank you so much for hosting this for the Reactor today. And yeah, as you said, let's have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So let's start. Yeah, today's session, the name is a little bit, extract the information from emails or using emails and using Gen AI. But at the end of the day, what we are going to see today is how to use a Power Platform, particular Copilot and Power Automate to extract information or text from an email. But we are going to see on the demo that could be an email, but could be a file or could be any text that we want to extract information. That is the Power Platform, Copilot, and Azure OpenAI. So let me introduce me quickly here when my slides want to work today. Yeah. So hello again. My name is Alex Rostam. Yeah. I am VP Business Applications. Particular MVP on the subcategory inside the business applications on Power Automate and Copilot Studio. I'm here in Toronto, Canada. As you can quickly infer from my accent, I'm not from Canada. Of course, I'm from Uruguay, South America, a small country between Argentina and Brazil. So I moved here with my family a couple of years ago. I work as a principal in Slalom, Canada. And on some point, I'm the Power Platform Canada lead in the Microsoft Center of Excellence inside Slalom. So some of my roles are cloud architect, and on some point, some pre-sales. I try to create the right solution on the client need. I think we all try to do that, but yeah, that's my daily work. I'm leader of a couple of Power Platform user groups here in North America, but also have some Power Platform user groups in South America or Latam, and also have a YouTube channel, and the name is PowerMate. This is a YouTube channel that we try to publish weekly videos with a friend, Gaston, and we try to mix, Power Platform, Microsoft Fabric. So no matter if you are from the data side or the business application side, or you are just a citizen developer, a person who has a daily work with Excel or PowerPoint, I think this channel and some of the video could help you to start seeing how you can work and integrate technology, of course, AI and other types of solution in your daily works. So if you want to find, you can try to find the PowerMate channel on YouTube, and you're going to see maybe 50 or 60 different videos in different topics. So just that. So artificial intelligence is not the future, and maybe most of you say, yeah, Alex, we know that the artificial intelligence is not the future. But I like to show that slide at the very beginning of the presentation with AI related. Of course, if we are talking about maybe SQL, maybe it has no sense to say artificial intelligence is not the future. But in that case, but why I pop up that and say artificial intelligence is not the future is because uh, the AI should be the new normal for us. Every process that we are involved on some point can be improved by using or applying AI. So no matter how simple it may be, uh, since if it's simple and it can probably be solved, using AI or be solved autonomously on some point. So that is why I say artificial intelligence is not the future. You can start using artificial intelligence, and this is and just a comment here because I remember last week on Microsoft and Reactor here in Toronto, and a couple of people uh, talk with me at the end of one of my sessions and say, hey, Alex, yeah, we want to use Copilot, for example, but it's expensive. And we want to apply artificial intelligence and learn how to do different things with artificial intelligence. And there's some cost. And my answer to that is you don't need to spend money to test, as I like to say, to play around with artificial intelligence. You can create your own Microsoft 365 developer account. So you are going to have access to the Power Platform, to Copilot, and other services for free. Of course, it's for play. You cannot use that for enterprise or to publish something in your company. But if you want to learn, you want to test something, you want to validate that maybe Power Platform or AI Builder or OpenAI is the right platform or the right technology for something that you want to solve. So you can create your developer account on some of the, in this case, for example, Microsoft 365. You can do same thing with Azure. You can create an account and you're going to have around $100 or so to create service for a month. So you can, again, you can create some service and validate that some of the service are useful for your purpose. So that is my message in terms of artificial intelligence is not the future. So okay, let's start with the session today. I have that slide here that is Azure AI, and this is just a simple slide, but I want to show you that when we talk about Azure AI or Azure, and it's not just machine learning or it's not just models. There's a uh, different types or different classification for where we can apply AI or use the AI on the Azure AI space. So let's start like top down here. So say, okay, Azure AI inside the applications, of course, is Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, and of course, some partner solutions. And that's the first two are applied for the business users. We can separate here like business users with citizen developer, but at the end of the day, everyone more on the outside of the IT or the technology area could be a business user. So, and in the same point, we have the application platform with AI Builder. AI Builder is one of the tools we are going to see today on the demo, and we are going to see, or my objective is to show you how easy. Of course, you need to know some point, but how easy could be applied artificial intelligence, extract information, create your own prompt to do something with AI Builder, because it's when the product team start building and working on the AI Builder, the objective is, okay, everyone uh, could use AI Builder without need to be, for example, I don't know, data science or something like that. So that's the objective. So on the application platform side, I'm going to be fast here because I don't want to spend much time here. We have Power BI, of course, Power Up, Power Automate, Copilot Studio, and some of the other tools on the Power Platform. Then, of course, we have the third level is scenario-based services. So both service, cognitive service from recognizer. Then some of the name have changed because right now the cognitive service are different. The name changed, but you can see here we are going to top down. So applications, application platform, and scenario-based service, and then customizable AI models. Because why these services are customizable? Because you can use a pre-built model but train your model for vision, for speech, for language. So if you want to classify or do something with image, you can use a cognitive service vision, like the custom vision service, for example. So you can try to identify something on an image. You can train your model and say, okay, I want to identify, I don't know, a bridge, a bridge in a picture, or a bicycle, or a car. So you can say, yeah, great, this is a car, or this is a truck, or this is a bicycle. And you train your model, and then you can maybe the example to train a model to identify cars or bicycle or something. There's a bunch of model out there, but for example, you need to identify something particular in your images. I have worked for a company, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago, and the company was for mining, and they want to identify on camera image if when the water was processed, at the end of the process, the water have some kind of foam on top of the water. So with custom vision and IP camera, we just record, the water, and every one, or I don't remember exactly, 5 minutes, we process like 10 or 20 frames, 20 images, and trying to identify if the water have foam or not on top to do something else. So you can train your own models to work with AI. And then the last level, of course, is the ML platform. When you, okay, in that point, yeah, we need to know about machine learning. Maybe, I don't know if you need to be a data scientist, but you need to have a lot of knowledge about AI and all the stuff. So I don't want to spend more time here. And as you can see here on the right hand side of the slide, the first two, I think, for the business users, and the third and the last three are developers and data science, of course. So I'll go quick here. This is just a slide because I want to say, like, some people say we are going to talk on some point, we are going to use, because we are going to use AI Builder, and some point we are going on the back, we are using Azure OpenAI too. But I bring that here because, as was a couple of weeks ago in another session, a guy came and say, hey Alex, we are using OpenAI, or we are using Azure. What do you say about, what did you say about the Azure OpenAI was not clear? Or yeah, they have some doubts about OpenAI and Microsoft and Azure OpenAI. So I bring that here because, to be pretty clear, that OpenAI, it's an organization in artificial intelligence that has researched and developed some of the ChatGPT and all those technology. So Azure OpenAI includes, or Microsoft associate with OpenAI. So at the end of the day, we have the Azure OpenAI. So, but this is not are different things. Microsoft or Azure OpenAI and OpenAI. OpenAI, it's a organization that is separate from Microsoft. At some point, then we can discuss if we're close or not. But there's different. And then Azure OpenAI incorporates service from OpenAI to bring that into Azure, so we can use that on Azure. Okay. So this is just on the OpenAI side. As I mentioned before, today we are going to see how to work with Power Power Automate, um, and try to create a flow, to extract information from an email. So we are going to use Power Automate and AI Builder on some point. So, but for those who maybe are not too familiarized with the Power Platform, Power Platform, it's like the platform that combines, we can say that is a robust platform that combines Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtualization, or Microsoft Copilot Studio, and Power Pages. So, and then we have data connectors that are, and that at this point we have more than 1,000 of connectors. AI Builder is the way to apply AI. I say that is a low code way to apply AI. This is the AI Builder. And then Dataverse, you can see Dataverse as the database for the Power Platform, but it's more than this. It's a group of services on top of data. That is Dataverse. It's not just a database. But quickly here, Power BI is, of course, the way on the Power Platform that you for data analysis, business analytics. So is the tool that allow you to create report, dashboards in some low code way, or low code or no code, depends of how complex you want to create those things. Then Power Apps. Power App provides you like a rapid low code development, so you can create applications quickly and end to end. We no need of, again, development knowledge. Of course, then we can start discuss as usual. No, but if you want to create a really power apps or power app for production, at least you need to know about formulas and all the stuff. Yes, of course. Like when I say no need to know about how to code, is more on the development side of things. You can, if you are a user or who use, I don't know, Excel with formulas or PowerPoint, so you can start using Power App. Then, of course, you're going to need to start learning about the some of the custom code on some point to write formulas in the Power Apps to have something more productive ready. And so, then Power Automate. Power Automate lets the user to create automate workflow, and so we can create automations using Power Automate. You can create your flows, automate tasks, because Power Automate can connect with several different systems. As I mentioned before, we have like 1,000 of data connector. That means that from Power Automate, you can connect with 1,000 of different systems and services. Power Automate has two flavors. I would say it's like we have cloud flows. So is the how we are going to see in the demo. We are going to see how to work with cloud flows and how the Copilot for create cloud flows works a little bit super fast, because it's not the core for the presentation. See how the Copilot work, but we are going to create a flow with Copilot just to play around. But also on the Power Automate side of things, we have the Power Automate Desktop. Power Automate Desktop, as the name said, is like a desktop application to use Power Automate. It's not the web or cloud flow. The Power Automate Desktop on some point is more thinking on the or has a lot of capabilities related with RPA. So if you want, or you are seeing that you need some kind of automations on your company, I don't know, access to legacy systems and all, and you can start exploring at least Power Automate Desktop and see how it works. I have been working with different companies, like for financial, you can imagine, that have all old systems developed on COBOL and different old language that using Power Automate Desktop with RPA, we can like emulate the human, how the human access to those legacy system and extract information and start bringing those systems to the century 21st on some points, because on the back the final user is using something new like a power app or some web pages, but then on the back, we have Power Automate Desktop running some actions to extract information and integrate and communicate with the old system. Because some of the system, as you may know, has no the typical REST API or web service. So it's not that simple as now we say, okay, I need to connect with, I don't know, with Dynamics or SAP or some other systems. Okay, yeah, let's use the REST API of the web service. So it's just connect and extract the information, create a query or something, and you get information. For those uh, legacy system, we don't have that option. So you need to do something else to try to connect to those legacy systems. Okay, this is a conversation for another session. So then we have Copilot Studio. As you may know, Copilot Studio is the way to create Copilot or custom Copilot in the Power Platform. Of course, Copilot Studio is used to extend the Microsoft 365 Copilot and other Copilot, but at the end of the day, is a way to create Copilot. And then Power Pages is a local way or the Power Platform way to create external websites. When I say external websites could be anonymous. So we just publish the website and anyone can access, but also we can have an external website or public website, but also you can have that authentication. So the user need to authenticate with some kind of authentication provider. But yeah, and Power Pages is the way you can create pages and or sites, but with pages and different things inside the Power Pages using low code. Again, you can create a nice page with some brand. You can use also Copilot to say, okay, I need a page to show my product or whatever, and you can use that. But at the end of the day, probably you need someone, or maybe you are going to need to learn something related with web development, with the styles and some kind of HTML code to make that everything work as you need. But yeah, you can start using Power Pages for that. And as I mentioned before, data connectors, AI Builder, and Dataverse. Last 2 slides, I promise, or 3 slides. This is just how we can see the Power Platform very quick. Like the presentation layers, the 3 first, we can see like, okay, this is the user interface, the presentation layer for the Power Platform. Could be the applications, the chatbot with Copilot, or portals, as I say. So are the 3 ways you can create. Of course, Power Apps have two different flavors, Canvas apps and Model River, but this is for another session again. But you can see that those 3 kind of user interface or presentation layer, Power Apps, Copilot, and Power Pages. Then like the business logic, you can say like the business logic layer with digital automation, process mining, and RPA, as I mentioned before, data layer with Dataverse, and then the business intelligence layer or application with Power BI. So you can see that as, okay, I have my user interface, my business layer, the data, and the business intelligence. You can see that in the Power Platform. So super quick here, Power Automate. As I mentioned before, Power Automate is cloud. This case, the Power Automate we are going to use today is a cloud-based tool provided by Power Platform that enable us to create or automate workflows across various or different data sources and services. This is how we can define Power Automate. So with Power Automate, users can or the users or we can easily create, automated flows using a visual interface, as we can see here, without again, without requiring extensive coding expertise. You know, so in that case, we have like this tool, like Power Automate, includes a range of pre-built connectors uh, that enable us to integrate with other data sources I mentioned before, like Dynamic, SharePoint, OneDrive, Microsoft 365, Teams, Task, so approval, so you can integrate with different systems using Power Automate. Then quickly here, AI Builder. As I mentioned before, AI Builder is a feature or a tool in the Power Platform that enables us to add artificial intelligence to your business processes or application, depends. So uh, the point here is what you need to do. So you need to choose the right AI model type. As you can see here, there's a different types of model, and there's more. There are more. This is just a couple of them. So then, yeah, you can say, okay, extract all the information from, extract all the text in photos and PDF document, extract information from invoices. So there's a different kind of models that you need to first, okay, what I need to do, what I need to resolve, what are my objectives, what the output I need. So then you can start searching in the models. Okay, this is the right one. Let's start with all the data and the training and all the stuff. And last, I don't think we are going to have time today, but just in case, I have to bring like the Power Apps Copilot. I want to show how we can use Copilot inside a Power App. In Power App, we have different flavors for Copilot. Copilot to create applications, Copilot to design the applications. So inside the Power App Designer, you can say, okay, add that level in the right top corner, or change the color, or create or paint the level in yellow or red, depends on some conditions. You can use that Copilot. And then you have Copilot to interact with your data. So you can add inside the Power Apps a Copilot. And so you are going to have a couple of tables on Dataverse, so you can interact with that table, asking questions like, I don't know, imagine that we have tables about clients. And so I can ask about, okay, what is the client who bought more for the product number 2, or the client who spent more time on, or spend more money on one product. You can start asking some questions. Okay, so okay, we are in half of the presentation. So let's head to the demo, so we can show. I can show what I want. Let me go quickly here. Okay. Okay, so this is the Power Automate homepage. You can access here. If you okay here, I want to came here. Give me a second. Here, make.powerautomate.com, so you can access to Power Automate. No matter if you have license or not, if you don't have license, the same Power Automate is going to ask you, you want to start a trial version, or you want to, or my advice is try to create a Microsoft 365 developer account. So with the Microsoft 365 developer account, you're going to have access directly to Power Apps, Power Automate, AI Builders, and other kind of service, because you are going to be the owner of your own Microsoft 365 tenant. So if you need to test, you need to create two or three different email address to test. Okay, when some email arrive to some inbox or some email address, so you are going to be like the tenant administration. So as you are the administrator for the tenant, you can create different securities, you can create policies. So if you want to really test some of the functionalities and you want to go a little bit more deep on the how to work in different aspects, maybe uh, a good option, even if you have some license on your own organization, sometime to test or to play around, as I like to say, it's a good option to create a developer account so you can start playing around. So what we are going to do today, as I mentioned before, I would like to create a Power Automate flow that extract information from an email. So let's imagine that we are the owners of a company. In my example, the company is a company who sells furnitures or something like that. So imagine that this is a it's simple, but I want to be clear on what the objective is, how easy is to extract information, at least the first version. Then we can start talking about, okay, how we can improve that information extraction and all. So imagine that we want to extract information every time an email arrives to the info at mycompany.com. We can also say, okay, I need to extract from info at mycompany.com, but when in the subject we need uh, more information or ask for some product. So we want to start filtering what emails. But let's assume today that every email that arrives to an inbox, we want to process and extract the information and try to do the first, on some point, the triage of the email. You know what the triage is? When when an email arrives to an inbox on multiple companies, to a first triage, that someone read the email and say, okay, this email is related to the product A, B, C, or X, Y, Z. So okay, I should send that to sales or marketing or contact info or client service, whatever. So what we are going to start doing now is trying to automate that triage, that initial triage, and then we can extract information and maybe create a ticket or a case, depend how you are using it in your company. Maybe it's create like a lead on a CRM or something like that. So let's pretend we are going to do something like that. So um, so let's okay. Uh, okay, I have tested, so I don't want to write all the prompt here if I have already tested here, so you can check. Okay, what is the prompt? The prompt is create a flow that every time an email arrives, extract information from the email body using a GPT prompt. As you can see here, I just, type a prompt. I don't. I write the prompt, wrote the prompt on my natural language, the way I like. So you don't need to do anything in particular. It's just write what you need. On the Copilot, it's just write what you need. I don't like that prompt because what happened here. The prompt understand me pretty good, but on some point my trigger should be when an emails arrive and not an action. So let's create it again and see what happened. Okay, no problem. Let's create when an emails arrive, create text with GPT. Create a flow. I am going to delete, because I don't want to run the flow manually. So I want the flow start when an email's arrived. Okay, so let's do that. So let's delete this one. Let's add the trigger when an email's arrived. So you can see. When a new email arrives. Okay. This is going to be our, okay. We can say, let's try to sign in. If not, because we can just see how the create text with GPT work. That is the objective for that today. But okay, don't worry. We can test that later. So, okay, so here Power Automate, super quick. We have two actions. The trigger is when an email arrives. It's let's do that super simple. Every time an emails arrive to a particular inbox, this flow is going to be triggered. Okay, and then we are going to extract the text using GPT. And then here, after that, we can say, okay, now after extract information, you need to create a ticket or, I don't know, store in database or insert in a SQL table or in a CRM. We can do whatever we want after we extract the text. But the point here is how we can extract the text from our email. So let's click here. This is a prompt. Here is what we are going to write a prompt. So in our case, for example, now is the prompt. This is just a structured prompt. Text start or start text and end text. This is something that we can use here and add those things just to indicate the GPT that where exactly is the text we want to process. If you don't have the start text and end text, that is going to work. But on some point, if you have a long prompt, the same prompt could be interpreted as part of the text. So I prefer to be super clear here to add those start text. So here we can add the text we want to process. And here, for example, we can say, okay, what should be here in the middle of the start and end text? The body of the email. So here, let's add here the body. Okay? And then, so yeah, as you can see here, it's like, yes, yeah, like nice, but how we build the right prompt? Okay, so let's click here. As you can see here, has a nice button that the name is create a prompt. So we can create a prompt, test the prompt, and then when we are pretty satisfied about our prompt or we are good with the prompt, we can came here back and save the prompt. So let's remove that and let's go to create a prompt. Let's start from blank. Okay, okay, let's put that. Let's imagine that we have this email. Okay, I wrote this email previously. Let's put like the start text, as I mentioned before, and end text here. And let's assume we have this email. The email says, dear manager, I hope this email finds you well. I'm reaching out regarding potential purchase from your store. As I mentioned, we have imagined that we have a store that we sell furniture, I don't know, tables, chairs, whatever. And I have browsed your online collection and found table that fits requirement. It's asking about some of our products. Okay, this is an email that's arrived. Could be, this is one option because not all the clients going to write that way. Maybe some clients say, hello, I need two tables and 20 chairs. That's it. Okay, we need to try to figure it out. But again, this is a example that is super useful in different companies because you are doing the first triage. And also you can use that. I am using that with an email, but Imagine that you have, I don't know, some text on PDF or some other kind of document. You can extract the text and then process the text with the GPT. If you have the same format, for example, you can quickly extract. Of course, if you are talking about PDF, maybe there's another ways to use form processing or other services that can extract quickly the information, because you have trained the model with the document or the formulary template. So you can say, okay, here's the name, here's the ID, contact name, telephone number, bank account, whatever you want to extract. But yeah, you can also use these kind of services to extract text on that. So okay, so we have the email here between the end text, and then we need to start creating a prompt. So let's create something simple and see how it works. Extract uh, product, color, and quantity in the text below. Quantity, text below. And I say text below, and then say here start the text, and then the text. We're in the, we are telling the model, okay, here is the text you need to process. That is why I say better if you can add the start text and end text, because you're going to have some fails. So let's see what happened here. So as you can see here, quickly on the response, say, okay, I say extract product. So product have two products, large dining table and with the model, and then chairs with the model. We have the color for the table, rich dark brown finish, chairs light brown finish. Then the quantity, one large dining table and 8 chairs. Okay, good enough, fair enough for the first version of our prompt. And but also but I need to extract more info. So let's extract, and this can change if you say product, color, quantity. Let's check what happened. I just add an s at the end. So I say extract product, I'm saying extract product, and we can see here that change a little bit the result. Say product number 1, product number 2, colors, then the quantity. They change a little bit the format, but it's changed. So depends again the how you create your prompt and how you extract your prompt you are going to have better results. So I am showing that just to show you how that changed. So let's say extract product, then product model names, product model name. I want to, because what I'm doing is like, okay, I want to try to give more insight here on the prompt to have a more complete result. So I want to start the product with the product model name, the color, the colors, I can say the colors, and the quantities. And that is going to change a little bit the results. Now it's we have here products. Okay, let me here, as you can see here, products, dining table and chairs. Okay, product model name, dining table Ontario for the chairs North Coast, colors, and quantities. Okay, but you can say here, okay, Alex, that's nice. That's pretty simple to extract information. This is a super simple prompt because I want to show you how simple could be a start, at least creating prompts. And then you can, of course, start saying, yeah, okay, I need something more. But if we are talking about extract information, we need to extract information and save the information on some particular format. Okay, here we can say, okay, I'm extract that. I have made the triage for the email, and as I know that the client or the customer is talking about some product, dining table, chairs, product name. So we can take all those response and create a lead into a CRM, or I don't know, or send an email to say another email or second email to the right um, section or my organization, like as I mentioned before, the area, for example, for sales or marketing. But also no, but I need something more format. I need a format. So what we can do here is say, okay, extract product model names, let's say product model names are going to be more and more specific, names, colors, and quantities. And also we can say here customer name and email address. In the text below, and format as a JSON. Okay. What I'm doing here, I am telling the prompt that I want to extract. I have a couple more of fields for saying some way, or more information, product, color, quantities. I add here the customer name and the email address in the text below, but format as a JSON. So on some point here, maybe the answer is not the right one, or yes. I'm pretty happy with the answer because if we are going to, if we go deep on the response, a little bit more technical here, but we have a JSON, it's an object. We have products here that is a collection. So we have a collection of products. In that case, we have a collection with 2 items, and we have 2 products. The first product is the Ontario dining table. The model is Ontario. The color, we can discuss later if the model is Ontario, it's okay, or the color rich dark brown is okay. Maybe rich is not part of the color, depends. But and quantity 1, and the same thing for the second, for the chairs, North Coast chairs, the model North Coast, the color light brown, quantity 8. And then in the same object, we have the customer with the name Alex, because I type here best regard Alex, and the email is alexrostan@reactor.com chat for play. So as you can see here, it's pretty simple. Start working with your emails. Of course, this is an example. Of course, not all the emails are going to be on the same format or asking about the same questions, but it's a way to start working with the create prompt action in the AI builder. And again, I have 10 minutes left, but I want to show just two more things. Here I say a JSON, but if I want that as a table, because I want to say that just in an Excel, because what we want to do is like, okay, every time an email arrives, extract the information and store in an Excel. So at the end of the day, someone from sales, for marketing, or the owner of the store, because we are the owner, we just work the only one that work on our company. So let's format as a table, and then we can save that into Excel, for example. So format as a table, and then okay, again, and this is the answer. like as a table. We can save that as a table, but maybe the option was like without the format, just test it, just extract information, and then save that directly into my system as a text. So the person who is going to be checking the case and then contacting the client could just say, okay, the client's talking about dining table, chairs, blah blah blah. So depends your needs. You can start working with the prompt and adding format. And the other point for those who are more technicals or are more used to work with connection with web services, REST APIs, and all. Of course, you can also create your session here, but also provide a template. So I am not going to test that right now, but just can in the text below and respond as a JSON. Oh, JSON with an scheme, and you can say, okay, my scheme is product name, blah blah blah. So you can also uh, provide the scheme you want to have on your JSON. So your response is going to have the same format every time an email is processed. So that is better because if you need to insert that into another system or store another system or send that into a REST API or web service, you need to have a know well-known format. So if you can also mention the format here. So that pretty much it in terms of clip prompt. We are not going to have time to show the power up. So maybe in the next session we can check a little bit more about the power up because it's a total different topic. So I'm not worried about that. And so again, let's start again. Okay, let me create the prompt again quickly before end. So because I want to show how to use that at the end of the day. Start text. And text. Here was my example of the email. Here was my prompt. Okay. So let's check it again. Okay, we have my answer. So we are okay. We are happy with that. Use the prompt in flow. You click use the prompt in flow. Then we have the prompt here. So what you need to do is just replace the test or sample email you are using for test proposed, and then have the body, for example, that is the dynamic way, and just that. Then save, and you can start testing. I am not going to test right now because the output is going to be the same because we already test that. But what should have here is configure the when an email arrives, sign in, create the connection, and say in which if I am an admin, I could select the different email address I want to extract the information, or I can use my own email address for test proposal and say, okay, when an email arrives to mine, I could send an email and say, okay, I'm testing that, I'm okay. But it's just that. So I don't know if there's any questions. I don't see any questions, but if there's some questions, can pop up. If not, thank you very much. And if you have any doubt or something, you can reach me on LinkedIn or Twitter or send me an email. Maybe the best way to contact me is to contact me by LinkedIn because I check email, check the email, not on my personal email, not all the time. So maybe if you contact me on LinkedIn, is going to be the faster way. So thank you very much, Alexia. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Uh, I hope you enjoy.
Thank you so much, Alex, for this session. I will leave another minute or so in the chat if there are any questions. In the meantime, for those who don't have any questions, feel free to scan the QR code on the screen for our survey link. Any feedback, comments is always greatly appreciated. The event code is 22974. And yeah, Alex, thank you again so much for this great session. I see a comment here that says that everything is really clear and that you're doing a great job. So thank you so much
Thank
again.
you.
Oh, it looks like we have one question. I'll let you answer that one.
Yeah, answer to Mario. There's something to parse on Power Automate. You can extract the HTML tables and then parse, but maybe you need to work a little bit more on a prompt to extract to parse HTML tables. I suppose you want to do something like a web scraping or something, extracting information. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, if
Yeah, sorry, Alicia. Yeah, sometimes it came with a lot of garbage. That is why probably we can find some other model that can extract better HTML tables. If you want, Mario, you can contact me offline, and we can see if we can find something else. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, once again, Alex, thank you so much. Hoping to have you on again very soon. And
Yeah,
thanks
absolutely.
everyone for tuning in.
Thank you, Lisa.
Have a great one.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.